If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
What are you doing this Thursday night? Why not drop by Sullivan's Steakhouse on Light Street? A fabulous dining room, a sexy bar, jazz music, $5 martinis, and food specials. Seafood, steaks, and value. That's Sully's.
Hey Baltimore, how you doing? This is Tom Clayton. I'm infiltrating your radio speakers right now. I just wanted to open the phone lines, take some calls. The number's 410-481-1570. I'm a full-service operation here. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. You want to talk about the Orioles? You want to talk about the Ravens, who opened minicamp today? We can talk about the Terps. We can talk about the whole circus that's coming to town with Alex Rodriguez and the Yankees. We can even talk about the fact that Man Ram got caught juicing up ladies' hormones. So the phone lines are open, like I said, 410-481-1570. And if you're not doing anything Friday night, well, actually it's tonight. Why don't you head over to Hunt Valley, to the Hunt Valley Silver Spring Mining Company, and for a viewing party. It's going to be a Game 4 viewing party, and look for $2 Michelob Ultra 12-ounce bottles during the game. Glenn Clark's going to be there, face-offs at 7, and it should really be a blast. I wanted to get off to kind of talking about the Orioles. It was nice to see them have the little mini sweep in the last 2 days of the Minnesota Twins, but overall, it's been an ugly product they're putting out on the field this season. There's just been a lot of ugliness, and one of the major things in terms of ugliness for me is the guy I can't get out of my head. It's Felix Pié. I know everyone comes in and talks about him, but I just can't get out of my head just the ugliness that Felix Pié brings to the field. To me, Felix Pié is about as clueless at the plate as Britney Spears at a parenting conference. The guy just seems like he has no idea what he's doing at the plate. He's swinging at balls that are 4 or 6 inches outside. He's swinging at balls in the dirt. He just has no plan when he's going up to the dish. I understand that he's working really hard with Terry Crowley in the cages, trying to get an idea at the plate and perfect his swing, but I'm just not seeing that progression from a game or from practice into the game. And as we all know at any level, if you're not bringing what you're practicing to a game situation, the practice, quite frankly, just doesn't make any sense. Another kind of ugly thing and a gripe that I have is Dave Tremblay, and I just don't see him being a professional major league manager. A major problem that I have is I just don't have the faith in him to manage a major league pitching staff. I think with his starters, he has way too quick of a hook. He's pulling guys after 100 pitches. It doesn't matter how deep into the game they are. And what this is doing is putting an undue amount of stress on your bullpen guys. You saw this last year with guys like Jim Johnson, George Sherrill, Matt Albers, all shutting it down with some type of arm injury. To be honest with you, if I could maintain the health of future cornerstones of my bullpen like Jim Johnson or Chris Ray, I would leave guys like Mark Hendrickson or Adam Eaton out on the mound and let them pitch until their arms fell off. I want to see them come through and be healthy. Another good thing that I see from Dave Tremblay, not another, but one good thing I see from Dave Tremblay is I felt he was really playing it by the book a lot this season, but I feel like he's gone a little bit off center and he's decided to go with a bullpen by committee. Now, we've all seen that this hasn't always worked out in the past. With the Red Sox pre-Papelbon, they tried it and it was an abstract failure. But I think with this team, let's be honest, we're not contending. We're not going to really do anything this year. So why not throw these 3 guys into the fire and let one of them come out and be our closer when we're ready to contend? I know for one, I don't think George Sherrill is the answer at closer. He did get the save last night, but George Sherrill, A, doesn't have the stuff to be a closer. His fastball sits between 89 and 91. His pitches seem to be out of the zone a lot. He has a lot of trouble keeping it in the zone. And when he is throwing his fastball over, it seems to be belt high and it seems to be getting driven really hard. Another thing, I just don't think that George Sherrill's economical enough to be a major league closer. I think he allows way too many base runners via the hit or the walk. So I know his last season in Seattle before he came over to Baltimore, he was a left-handed specialist. And I think he really took on to that role and he was a dominant left-handed specialist. I think if the Orioles could put him back in that role, you could really see something out of Sherrill, and he could be a piece to the all-important 2011 puzzle that we're looking at. The guy that I'm most excited in this whole bullpen by committee situation is definitely Jim Johnson. I think Jim Johnson has closer stuff. I think Jim Johnson has a good mentality at the plate. He attacks hitters. He has a fastball that a lot of scouts are considered to be a heavy fastball, being that a lot of hitters have trouble driving the ball. And I just compare him a lot to Minnesota Twins' Joe Nathan in that I think they have similar stuff. And I think that Jim Johnson, giving the opportunity, could really be a top-tier closer in the American League or maybe in all of baseball. The other kind of funny little thing that I've noticed with Dave Tremblay has been this attacking of the umpires lately. With him going out and getting rung up, I understand that if your team's underperforming and maybe you want to light a fire under your team, if you do it judiciously and you go out and you stand up for your players, it really can be an advantageous thing for your team.
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.